What's up, Kipsters? This is lesson 8 on percents, and it's question 8. As you know in the brain strategy, here are our answer choices. We would block them out. I can't do that on the computer, so please block them out in your head. We're going to do the R, which is start to read, and attack and circle that key information. Here we go. Shan put $300 into a savings account at a simple interest rate of 2% per year. How much interest will Shan earn on the $300 if she keeps it in the account for 3 years? Okay. I see this formula here. I know that's really important. Because whenever I see a formula, I'm going to use the strategy we like to call FSSU. And I'm just going to recopy that formula. Look, I don't even know what that formula means yet, but I'm still recopying it because I feel like I'm going to have to substitute some things into that. Now, Shan put $300 into a savings account. Okay? Now, you may not know that, but in the hint on this question, it was very clear that the $300 is what's called the principal, not like me principal, but the principal, which is the first amount of money that you put into a bank. So she put $300 into the bank. That's the principal. So $300 is actually going to substitute in, sorry that happened like that, $300 is going to be substituted in for the letter P. Okay? And actually, let's just quickly erase the S and the U for now. I take it back. Let's not. That just looks ugly. All right. So, $300 is the principal at a simple interest rate of 2% per year. So, the rate is R. So 2% is our R for this problem. So right now it's $300 times 2%. Sorry, I just got to make this. Sorry, it's ugly, Kipsters. Deal with it. That's my percent. And then it says how much interest will Shan earn on the $300 if she keeps it in the account for 3 years? The 3 years is also super important, and that is our time. Sorry again that it keeps doing that. So the 3 is actually our time. I'm just trying to draw the dot here. So basically, what we're trying to solve for is how much interest Shan will earn. So basically, how much money is she going to earn just by leaving her money in the bank? And here's what all you have to do is take 300, multiply it by 2%, and multiply that by 3. But here's the thing where a lot of people messed up on. We have never, ever, ever multiplied by a percent. We only multiply by fractions and decimals. So you have to make this percent into a fraction or a decimal before you multiply. So I'm going to draw my arrow over here, because what this really means is 300 times 2% times 3, change the 2%. I'm going to make it into a decimal. And I'm going to remind you all how to make a percent into a decimal by singing a little song. To the left, erase the percent, move the dot to the left, do 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 do. 2 spaces to the left, I got my smiley face in my empty space. There you are. That's the ugliest smile I've ever made. So now, what you really are doing is taking 300 times 0.02 times 3. So let's do that going from left to right like the order of operations say. 300 times 0.02. Man, I like problems like this. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 3 is 6. Hey. Send my 2 off to college. Smile for the photo. There we go. We got 0 times 0. Look at this. It's a whole bunch of zeros, people. Add that up. This is a pretty simple multiplication problem. Not even going to put that 0 down there. That's 600. But we can't forget, and I know it's tiny because this computer stinks at putting decimal points, but there is no decimal point, no places to the right of the decimal point here. But there are, and again, I know that decimal point is tiny, but there are 2 decimal places to the right of the decimal point, which means that down here, it's also 2. So we're going to slide, slippity slide. It's time for the decimal to take a ride. So we just did 300 times 0.02. So that gave us 6. Now we have to take the 6.00 and multiply that by 3. And we should 0, 0, 18. Same idea as above. We got 2 to the right of the decimal place, to the right of the decimal point. We have none here, which means we're sliding again. Slide, slide, slippity slide. It's time for the decimal to take a ride. So what that means is that I equals $18. Or I should have put 18 and the units for. So you write down the formula, you substitute in the numbers for the letters, then you solve, which is what we did over here, and then you put in the units. But just so you're clear about what this means in a problem like this, if you put money in a bank, depending on the interest rate and how long you keep that money in the bank, you will just make money. It's really kind of cool. So the amount of interest that Shan earns is $18. You look at our answer choices, it's not $6, it's not $180, it's not $318, it's $18. Biggest blunder with this problem, after you substitute, you must change the percent into a decimal. We do not multiply with percents. We have to change them into decimals or fractions first.